A quiet suburban house. The living room lamp glows warm. A baby monitor crackles softly. The camera pans to a photo on the mantel, two smiling parents with their toddler. The screen slowly darkens as the faint sound of a door creaking open echoes. They thought they had hired a babysitter, a sweet, responsible young woman who came recommended by a friend of a friend. But as the night went on, it became horrifyingly clear. She wasn't who she claimed to be, and by the time the truth was uncovered, it was already too late. In 2017, in a quiet neighborhood just outside Cleveland, Ohio, Sarah and Michael Turner needed a babysitter. They had a wedding to attend, and like most young parents, they didn't get many nights out. Their son, Ethan, was just 2 years old, energetic, curious, and far too young to be left alone. Sarah asked around at work and heard of a young woman named Emily. A coworker said Emily had babysat for a niece once, and she seemed sweet, quiet, and responsible. The Turners checked her Facebook profile, pictures of her holding babies, selfies with friends. Nothing alarming. So when Emily showed up at their doorstep that Saturday evening, smiling and polite, Sarah and Michael felt relieved. She looked the part, late teens, maybe early 20s, wearing jeans and a sweater, carrying a backpack. She assured them she had babysat many times before. They gave her the usual instructions. Ethan's bedtime at 8, snacks in the fridge, their phone numbers on the counter, 10 tea lift. The night felt normal. For now, around 9 p.m. While at the wedding, Sarah got a text from Emily. All good. Ethan, asleep. Don't worry. But what Emily didn't mention was that she had been snooping. After putting Ethan down, she walked through the house, opening drawers, peeking into closets, even rifling through Sarah's jewelry box. A neighbor later recalled seeing someone in the upstairs window with the light on long after Ethan had been put to bed. It wasn't unusual for babysitters to check on kids, but the way Emily moved, pacing, stopping, staring seemed unsettling. And then came the first real red flag. At 9:30, the Turners' doorbell camera picked up Emily stepping outside. Not for a smoke break, not to make a call, but to let someone in. A man. The man's name was Jason. Police would later uncover his record. Burglary, petty theft, drug charges. Emily wasn't babysitting that night for money. She was babysitting as part of a setup. Inside, Jason whispered with Emily. Together, they started moving through the house. Jason slipped valuables into his backpack. Laptops, watches, even small electronics from the living room. All while Ethan slept in his crib upstairs. At 10:15, Sarah texted again. Everything's still okay? Emily replied quickly. Yep, he's fast asleep. Enjoy your night. She even added a smiley face. The Turners came home just after midnight. Emily greeted them at the door, calm and smiling. Ethan was asleep. The house looked untouched. They paid her cash, thanked her, and she left. It wasn't until the next morning that Sarah noticed her laptop was missing. Then Michael's watch. Then the small safe from their closet. At first, they thought maybe they had misplaced things, but when they checked the doorbell camera, their blood ran cold. The footage showed Emily letting Jason into their home. The woman they had trusted with their son had invited a criminal inside while their baby slept just down the hall. Sarah immediately called the police. Officers reviewed the footage and began digging into Emily's background. What they found shocked the Turners. Emily wasn't her real name. Her actual name was Jessica Miller. She had created a fake Facebook profile, using stolen pictures from another woman's page. She had lied about babysitting experience. She had no references. Jessica had been using this fake identity for months, targeting families who needed babysitters. Sometimes, she stole small valuables. Sometimes she scouted homes for Jason to return to later. In this case, she and Jason struck the same night. The scariest part wasn't what was stolen, it was what could have happened. Neighbors told police they saw Jason outside smoking at one point, glancing up at Ethan's bedroom window. Detectives later said they believed Ethan was never in direct danger that night, but the Turners didn't believe that. To them, the fact that strangers were in their home, just feet from their sleeping child, was enough to haunt them forever. Police tracked Jessica down within a week. She had tried the same babysitter scam in a nearby neighborhood. This time, the parents had checked references and realized something was off before hiring her. She was arrested along with Jason. Together, they faced charges of burglary, child endangerment, and fraud. When police searched Jessica's apartment, they found dozens of stolen IDs, fake profiles, and even notebooks with notes about families' addresses, schedules, children's names. She wasn't just a babysitter gone bad. She was a predator with a system. The Turners never hired a babysitter through word of mouth again. They now use only licensed, background-checked sitters through agencies, Sarah told reporters. It wasn't about the stuff they stole. It was about the trust. We trusted her with our baby, and she betrayed that in the worst way. The story spread quickly online, shared as a warning to parents everywhere. Don't assume a smiling face means safety. She came to their door as a babysitter. She left as a thief, but the most terrifying part wasn't what she took it was how close she came to something far worse. The next time you hire someone to watch your children, remember the Turner's story, because the babysitter you trust might not be who she claims to be. Ominous music, screen goes black.